Hello everybody, this is Todd from Toad Painting, and today we're painting Beravor, I think. It's another one of the Lord of the Rings board game miniatures from Fantasy Flight. Journeys to Middle-earth, I think it is. So this is the last one I did. This is Elena, the minstrel, I guess. So I'll be doing the same one, be doing a speed paint for this one. 2 hours, like my normal stream time, but trying to get this whole model finished in that time frame. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try and help you out as best I can while painting this lovely lady. It's actually quite a good sculpt. From what I've seen in the last miniature, it's actually very easy to sculpt, or paint, sorry, because they're very clearly defined. There's not too many details on it, but it's all like well done, like all in proportion. The folds are nice and sharp, and you know exactly what is what. There's no like weird, like iffy bits, which is actually quite nice. So, but I gotta say the faces for the last two girls are not very feminine, I gotta say. So, but all in all, they look quite good. All right. So, like anything else for speed paint, I'm just going to start with the base. And since I did the other miniature with a umber base, I'm going to start with that. I also got some new brushes today too. I'm just trying them out and see if they're going to be good or not. They're a little ostentatious, but I actually kind of like the color. I just got the brushes in the mail today. So it was my first day with them, really. They seem like good, very soft. See how well they do when they're being abused. So from what the concept art of this lady is, she's very similar to the last model I did. She's greens and browns. Oh yeah. So her whole cloak is just basically green, so I'm going to start with that. This is Gnarls Green, I think it is, by Privacy Press. And then I'm going to use a new color I haven't really used much before, Moldy Ochre. It's like a pale yellow. Because on the last miniature I did a very vibrant yellow to highlight with the green. I'm trying a more muted, see how that turns out. Okay, let's see. How does the concept art look like? It's kind of drab and boring. More realistic. Let's see. It's not too bad. Kind of fits with the model. It's kind of green. Hopefully today we don't have any technical difficulties like last time. Still was able to finish the miniature in time though, which was kind of good. Okay. try not get into the habit of trying to do one coat. It's always good to do 2 coats. It's never going to look good if you just do 1 thick coat. It's going to look weird and splotchy. So let's work on other things while we're waiting for the base and the cloak to dry. So what she look like? Let's do the staff. The staff is a... Let's do... bootstrap leather. I'll play around, add some grains to it, I think. Though it doesn't look very grainy, though, in that concept art, but it's always good to add some character to it. In the art, she has like this weird random red thing on her. Underneath her armpit area, right here. I don't know what it is, because she definitely has the bag, which is like white. Which is a little odd because her shirt's white. And then she has a bag which is white. What is that red thing? It's just random. This is not on the model, it looks like. Base is mostly done. So, like the previous model, I was just also doing bootstrap for the base and using white to highlight it up. Let's do the same. Now I'll add some more white to this. So make sure it's dried up a bit first. It loses the crisp hardness if you have it dry brushing onto like a wet surface. It kind of melds into each other. And it's muddy. So you kind of want each individual like rock that I picked out. Just a bit more white. More white, not enough white. Just pick out the raised areas at this point. There we go. And then if you want to, we can just take a finer brush, take some Grey Coat Gray, add some white to it, and just pick out some rocks. I could do the last one. Let's use this one. It's a new brush, so I have to remove all the glue from it, because most new brushes have a bit of a glue holding the tip together. So I don't know how toxic it is, so I'm just going to make sure it's perfectly gone before I put it in the mouth. Alright. So a little bit of brown, a little bit of gray, sorry, not brown. I'm colorblind. There we go. Just find some bigger rocks. Once I add the grass, it'll look a little better. The rocks do stand out a little too much, but once you have the grass, it'll be just fine. Don't mind the screaming crazy guy in the Now back to the Gnarls Green and Moldy Ogre mix. I'm just going to do a second coat on the book. Make sure it's nice and thick and, or not thick, smooth and no splotches. You definitely don't want thick. I'm going to do multiple thin layers. Kind of doing a bit of a dry brush at this point, just because I care more about the raised areas getting a nice solid coat compared to the recesses. Because the paint kind of naturally, if I'm using a thin layer of paint, it kind of naturally flows into the recessed areas. I'm trying to concentrate my paint in the raised areas. So I'll be doing a 2-brush blending method for this. And I want those areas to have a nice solid coat. The recessed areas, I don't care. Alright. Back to the bootstrap. Final layer on the staff. Still can't figure out what the hell that red thing is on it. Concept art. It's like right there, but there's nothing. Like the belt's obviously shown is not that. For sure it's white. I don't know what it is. Okay. Kind of spot right where, right there. Last final layer, I think. Good enough. Alright, back to the art. So she's got like a kind of just like a dark leather pants. I can't see her boots in the art. I think they're almost black. And then she's got white shirt, white, I guess, sack thing on her thing. And then she got a dark belt, which is the one the same color as her boots. And I'm give her kind of like reddish leather for her arm guards, I guess. And then same with that leather piece right there. And she has bare hands. With a dark leather strap around her forehead. So I'll just do that same color. And it looks like a bow tie, but it's actually just like a strap holding her cloak hood together, so I'm going to probably make it a white color. I generally like to make threads and stuff like that like a very light neutral color, so it stands out. Okay, the cloak's basically dry, thanks to the hot weather we're having right now. So let's do a little bit of just highlighting, just a little bit, just in the raised areas. I haven't used this color that much, but from what I can tell it's quite thin, it doesn't have a great coverage, which is unfortunate. I find it with a lot of yellows, so I'm not too surprised. Just gonna help when I do the shading, just to highlight it right now. Just focus more on the more dramatic area, like the center of it. Normally you can just do the center parts a little lighter, so it's a little bit more focus. lighten up the center places more than the sides, the edges. Yeah, just like down this arm right here, or down the center of the chest. I'm just gonna try and focus and lighten that up a bit more. See how that works. I've been playing around and experimenting today, apparently. Okay. So let's go back and start doing some shading on that cloak, since we did some rough highlighting. So I'm going to get my two brushes out for my two brush blending. They're both pretty and pink. I'm just going to use some straight umber. No, sorry. Wrong color. Gnarls green. This might be a little too dark. I might have to go back and lighten up with some moldy ochre, but let's find out. Let's start low and then bring it up. Okay, so it's a little, since the weather is a little warm, I'm just going to have to kind of wet the surface a bit before I apply my paints for this kind of shading. I don't want any bathtub effect where it's kind of just instantly dries along the edge. I like to use saliva because it dries slower than water and doesn't do the bathtub effect. When it dries evenly. It doesn't push the pigments towards the edges. You can also use like mixing mediums, but saliva is easier and readier at hand. My Gnarls green is a little too thin, so I can just try and mix it better before I apply it. Not getting the greatest coverage out of it right now. Let's try that. That looks a bit better. Okay. It's pretty good. I will have to go back and do a second shade, but I kind of like how this is going. Sometimes I just shade a bit too much. I just like to flick a dry, clean finger across it and just removes all the paint and moisture from the top. So when I do this, that's what I'm doing right now. Makes that highlights I did before very pristine. sure the inside of our cloak's pretty dark green. So it's just a second passive shading right now. More of a focus, kind of like pigment applications. You're just kind of like going in certain areas, not everywhere, like the first one pass was. So I don't really need too much blending. It's just more of like going in and darkening the seams and such. I forgot to do the inside of her cloak. So at this point I'm just going to go back and start reclaiming some areas, as well as just re-highlighting some, even brightening some up a bit. So let's see. let's do now some more highlighting now. A bit more moldy ochre. Okay, so let's do final highlight. Which is mostly just edge highlight at this point. Stupid heat. Make it dry real fast. Oh, a little bit of a imperfection there. Go back and shade that. That's a weird looking fold, I gotta say. Let's go back and fix that little blip. I'm actually going to do one last pass. It's going to be just pretty much straight moldy ochre. Just Let's see. It's almost the same kind of coloration as this lady. It's very similar. I didn't do as dark though, but it's also not as saturated either. Because I used a bit of black ink for her, I did not use any black ink for this. I might do a little bit of black ink on like some like the deeper folds, like right in here and stuff like that, or maybe around there, but that's about it. Okay. So let's start blocking out things. So let's do the pants. I prefer doing all the dark colors before I start doing any light colors, like her little fanny bag or her shirt. Just because I don't want to actually slip up and paint over some white area, which is really hard to correct. So her belt is going to be a reddish kind of tone. I'll use bloodstone for that. Her belt, her arm guards, and her little forehead piece. A little leather sweatband or something like that. I have a sudden impulse to kind of make her like a 80s or 90s kind of workout girl with that kind of headband. For all neon colors would be kind of funny. But I don't think my client would like that. So I'll restrain myself. Okay, so let's do some... no. I'm gonna use some sulfuric yellow for the bloodstone. Compared to like mouth white or moral white. You can't keep it saturated. So then I have a bunch of browns right here. So I'm making it look quite different. So don't get muddy and blend into each other. So since it's an elf, I'm not going to give any kind of battle damage. I like to give elves pristine and clean items. Especially since like Lord of the Rings, for example, with movies and stuff like that, they didn't really have much battle damage. It was rather clean and not grubby at all. No real scratches or battle damage. Keep it in the same kind of theme. Next part, I'm just going to use some Cossite Flesh wash to maybe even a bit of a black wash. Just a little bit around the more detailed areas, along our wrists. Forgot your headband. Okay, let's do her pants now. So this is going to be bootstrap leather. And highlight with more white. First things first. Alright. Stupid heat. Maybe just my painter is too dried out. Thanks to the weather. There we go. Okay, so now some more white. Just mixing with some bootstrap. Oops. Alright, let's go back to the umber and just blend that in a bit. It's a little rough. So let's take a thin coat and just blend in bootstrap just a bit umber, so it's not so harsh of a contrast between the layers. Then since I want to keep it dark, I'm going to go back with some black wash and just go in there and pick out some more of those folds. Okay. I don't want to do the white shirt yet because I'm going to do black wash there and also on the straps, so wait for it later. So let's work on the face. Get a new palette going. So she is elf kind of face coloration she has. Oh, she's pale. Go figure. She's an elf. Very pale and pink tones. So. Use Midland Flesh, which is a very mid-tone, but also kind of very pink. But it's not too light. I'll make the hilt or sword black, I guess. First pass and flush done. Let's do some black parts. I'll make her boots black. Let's also make the under part of her cape black as well. No light hitting that part, it's all shadowed anyway. Okay. And then let's make this black. Contrast nicely with her white shirt and silver, the bright silver blade she's gonna have. And also black. Without ruining the fingers I just did. Not too bad. Alright, so let's do the silver. There's so little of it, I'm just going to do it right now. Because I'm going to do a black wash over the silver anyway, so it have to be done now to save time. And I'm also going to do this, the hilt of the sword is going to be a very pale gold. Which is just me, like really gold, which is dwarf gold with some silver in it. Both P3 colors. So first the blade. And then some acrylic mixed in. That's two silver. There we go. Need more gold in there. And I'm just going to go back and highlight a bit with some silver. Just in the edges. Okay. So she has very dark brown hair. It's really hard to see in the art. I guess a little bit of brown would be fine. Maybe I'll make it blonde. Just give it a little more contrast in that area. No, I'll make it brown. She doesn't have that much brown on her compared to the last miniature. Because the last miniature had brown hair in the art and a brown cloak, so I didn't really want to have a brown on brown situation, so I'm going to do it. So I made it black on a brown. See? Just look a little different. Okay, so let's see now. Let's do the edges on the black, and then I can start doing the black wash. So just some gray coat gray, just straight gray coat gray for this part. It'll probably make the straps on her boots like a white color. Very light gray at the least. Okay, now some more white. It's a nice neutral white. For straps, I'm just going to use some Troubled highlight. And I'll just do a black wash over the top of it. Oh. Almost landed her face first in my paint. That wouldn't have been good. Completely neglected the hilt in this sheath. Alright, now it's time for black wash. Oh! Hey Shinobi, how you guys doing? Thank you for the follow, Oogly81. Say, how you guys doing today? Oh, thank you, Northern Kyle, for the follow. Not much, we're doing some... I try. I'm pretty terrible at pronouncing names, but I try. I'm just doing this Lord of the Rings board game miniature. This is... Ooh, what's your name again? Ragnar? I'm just gonna call it Ragnar. This journeys the middle of Earth from Fantasy Flights. I'm trying to do a little bit of a speed paint. I'm about an hour into this lady so far, and there's actually not much to do. So I do her flesh and stuff like that. I'm just speeding along. Oh! Thanks. Yeah, that was definitely a different kind of Iron Painter that we had this year at Lock and Load. So, kind of sad there's no actual prizes this year. I was hoping to win the some Infernals that look pretty sweet, but yeah. Also, this what we had this speed brush to Lock and Load was like weird. I had like a size 2 brush to paint like a 50mm miniature. Like that is terrible. Oh yeah, thank you, Hobo Jojo. Jojo? For the follow. So what were you guys painting, Shinobi? Were you... Oh, cool. I haven't actually... What is Relic Blade again? I don't play those kind of miniatures. Is it a board game or a... Oh, okay. I'm also a... Usually said, Oogly, you're a Cthulhu guy. I also have some Cthulhu guys I like. This is an Impact Miniatures Cthulhu I'm still working on. It's been about 3 months since I last touched it, but it's a chibi version. I do love Cthulhu. And this is also something I'm working on myself. This is a Femo sculpt of a kind of Lovecraftian creature. So, just playing around with some, making a bust. That'd be kind of creepy. Exposed brain and stuff like that. Thanks. That's just mostly just washes, actually, around there. Kind of just lazy doing some red washes. Okay. Oops. Some black ink on my hand. How many miniatures you have to do? Because if it's a skirmish game, is it like Malifaux where you have like 10 miniatures per side, or is Relic Blade more like... Or is it Relic Knights, Relic Blade, sorry. Is it tiny or is it large? Oh, okay, so that's not too bad. Are you doing like really high quality miniatures? I find that really grindy for doing like a lot of like very high quality stuff. Of course, then again, doing like 30 space rings also is very grindy. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool, nice, very nice. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna do some black wash or some cloak regions like here. Or do you play a Relic Blade as well? Or just in general, like you spend forever? Because I rarely have time to do my own miniatures. Only time I ever do my own miniatures is like doing competition pieces, really. I play so many games, it's really hard to have like a full army painted for like War Machine, for example, or other board games like, oh, what's that one game? Super Den Explorer. War Machine? Or is War Machine your crack? Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. So you're... Is it a dice-based system, or is it something else? I'm kind of curious about it now. Like, Malifaux is like a card-based system, and it's pretty unique and fun. It's kind of hard to... How would you do, like, a small skirmish like that? It's like, is everything very unique? Like, every single, like, your 6 miniatures all, like, super powerful kind of deal? Or, like... Let's see. That's cool. Is it like a kill 'em all kind of game, or is it more like a scenario-based game? Oh, okay. So you can have like a very large band or a relatively small band. Cool. Sounds kind of fun. Is it? I think I've seen it before. Is it like a very anime-based game? Like stylized game? This might be confusing with another game. Let's see. Alright, let's work on our white parts now. Okay. Like Western or like Magna? Magna? Whatever. Oh, okay. That's what I'm getting confused with. Okay. So it's heavily stylized kind of miniatures. That's cool. I do like miniatures not being so super realistic. It's a little annoying when you have hyper-realistic miniatures. Is it, it must be like a fantasy style game, not like a sci-fi, or is it both? So whenever I play miniatures, I always like to have like the Tyranid kind of style thing, like the Insectile or Undead Necromancer style guys. Oh, okay. Is there undead faction per se? Vampire counts or necromancers? Bone mancers? That's cool. My favorite kind of undead are the fleshless type, like skeletons and witches and stuff like that. Were you in the? Did you enter anything Lock and Load, or did you go this year? I don't actually know your real life name, so I don't know if you entered or not. Yeah, Lock and Load is P3. So the Iron Painters. Well, I guess there's two Iron Painters. There's the Malifaux one, which is the bi-weekly one, and then the Iron Painter for Private Press, which is a speed painting competition. Kind of confusing sometimes. War Machine's a fun game. It's I used to play Warhammer a lot, and then, well, it's not very balanced and stuff like that, and it's always wishy-washy with the new books coming out, but War Machine is very good. It's a very competitive style game, so if you like playing tournaments, it's very good for that. If you like just like casual play, it's probably not for you. Though it's still very fun to play no matter what kind of style you like to play. They just released an infernal faction, basically demons. They can summon big monsters, and they look pretty sexy. I want to start playing those guys. It's a new mini faction. It also really depends on like your meta, right? Like, if there's nobody playing War Machine near your local area, then you're probably not gonna play War Machine. Yep. Yeah, it's War Machine in space. There was no real details on it besides like there was Warcasters. Thank you so much for the follow, Robosh76. They also have the other game which is coming, which is just out this year, Monster Apocalypse, which is a very fun little, cutesy little game. It's a big old like monster mash. You got like King Kong and like space invaders and stuff like that, destroying a city and each other. We played a demo at Lock and Load. It was quite fun. This is also just all these paints are by P3 as well. Private Press. P3 is just Private Press paint, so it's just simplified to P3. They're also very non-toxic, which is good because I brush them a lot. So we're just gonna highlight my Minoth white with some Moral white. Do some pure moral white for this last highlight. And probably make a wash out of some bootstrap and mouth white as a mixing medium. Alright, so I'm just going to use some mixed medium and bootstrap just for the most recessed areas. Add some water to it so it turns to a wash. Alright, let's work on the face now. And just flesh in general. So it's a Rin flesh out, which is the privately pressed version of elf flesh. This heat right now is not doing any favors for this paint. Making the paint dry a little too fast. Just gonna use some flush wash now. This is calcite flush. Just a little bit of mixing medium too for this, just to thin it up, so it's not so thick or dense, I guess you would say. There we go. Just goop it on the face. Doesn't work so great for the fingers, though. It's good for the back of the hand, this method. I just like to use pure wash for the back of the hand, or the front of the hands. Okay. Let's work on that little fanny pack she's got. Troubloid highlight and mouth. Moral white, not mouth white. Just pure mouth or moral white. That's good enough for now. Alright, face is still drying a bit. So let's work on the trim of her cloak. So let's look at the art. It's like more of like a grayish green. So let's just do thrall flesh. Thank you, Sebastian Marie Angel, for the follow. Oops. So let's just do some highlighting with some more white. Nothing too fancy here. Get that dust off the tip of my brush. Oops. Stupid tricksy edges. Have some straight moral white just to some edges. Alright, that's the trim basically done. I'll also go back and do some like black edges to it. But for now it's basically done. Alright, let's do some flesh now. Go back to the green flesh and just reclaim some areas that may have been lost by the wash. Also define that facial detail a bit better. Like those nostrils and such. So I'm gonna get a smaller brush out and just do some of the facial stuff. Her eyes and lips. Before my black completely goes away. Her eyes are pretty inset though, unfortunately. It's harder to do it when they're inset. Most lines kind of come out of the face a bit. These ones are very just like slots in the face. Let's have her looking left or right. Looking left looks good. Her hair kind of blocks too much of that eye, so I'm going to leave it black for now. And then let's do a belt buckle. Not too thick of a black border there. I do find the black borders just really helps make a miniature pop, especially when you're doing like, not exactly like a centerpiece level stuff, more for like miniatures or playing. I think board is a board game piece, right? So I find that black edge just really helps pop, especially when you're looking from far away. It makes that detail look much more precise. I still do it for like centerpiece miniatures, but I do not black, I do like other colors, like dark browns, depending on the border colors. Oh, thanks for the follow, Hannah. I won't try and pronounce the last name. I'll probably botch it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Okay. Oh, Hannah plus B? Hannah B? Hannah B? Okay. Oh, Hanabi. Interesting name. It's kind of annoying. This heat's drying out my palette too fast. Let's give her some lips. I like to use whatever the color I can find. Singing base. There it is. It's nice, kind of desaturated dark red. Burgundy, really. Good for like mouth colors too. Like gums and stuff like that. Can't tell if it looks like lip gloss or I gave it like a snaggle tooth. Let's see if I can adjust it, see if it looks better on the camera. Is that a snaggle tooth or is that like a lip shine? Let me also adjust the other colors too. There we go, that's a little more what it actually looks like. Okay, so let's give her a bit of a golden belt. And then, so I gotta do her staff and then her hair next. Let's also do her little chin strap thing. Looks like a bow tie, but I think it's just holding her. Put it in place. Tempted to make it like red, like an actual bow tie, but I won't. Okay. Her hair is just gonna be a very neutral brown. Nothing fancy. So if I was doing a higher quality miniature, I liked it. So it's kind of like they have like loose strands that kind of like playing around their face. Like one that kind of flips off her jaw a little bit. Just a little strand will curl. Makes it a little more interesting, but I'm not gonna accidentally ruin this model for a little fun piece, since it's not exactly the highest quality. Okay. And also just give her some eyebrows too. Oops, that's too good heat. It dries too fast, gets too thick. It's hard to do details when it's too thick. Make our hair pretty shiny. Almost pure white to rust. So a few little specks. I'm sure elves have like conditioner or whatever. There we go. Alright, last step in 15 minutes to do it is the staff. So first part, let's just do mouth white and bootstrap. Add the grains in and then use washes to darken it, I think. Oops, I'm terrible at grains apparently. Let's try this again. You also use your mistakes to your advantage, trying to do like a knot, for example. That's the blocking out of the wood grain. Now let's just refine some of it. If we can find that paint. I didn't put it away, did I? Of course, it's always right in front of me. So that little imperfection, I'm gonna put a little hole in it. I did not. I'm just going to take my big old number 4 brush, not number 3 brush, and get a nice thin coat of mouth white, and just kind of raise up the area just a little bit. Just a thin coat. So it's a little lighter. Just in some areas. Alright, just take some of this umber and just darken it down. That's basically wood grain right there. Let's see. Just thin enough so the base grain kind of shows through still. Also add some inks over top of it. Add some more saturation if you feel like it. Just picking up the little splits in the wood here. And then I got a little too dark in the bottom, so I'm just going to go back to some umber and just darken up some of those creases. It's a little more pronounced. Let's use a better brush for this. There we go. Now the wood grains are more pronounced now at the bottom. That's neat. Alright. And that's basically my 2-hour speed paint. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see it a little better. So that's 2 hours. Not too bad. Little touch-ups here and there, basically mostly black lining and some little corrections. Also, the base has to be grassed and stuff like that. But yeah, she's basically done. Compared to my other one I did yesterday. Oh, it just takes practice. I do love speed painting though, it's kind of fun. Though this to me really isn't speed painting. Like half an hour is like speed painting to me. That's the kind of thing that gives a bit of a rush. I mean, it's this kind of painting just really comes down to like knowing what to do first. I like to do the dark colors first, because then if you paint a light color over a dark color, it's easier to correct it on the dark color compared to like painting a dark color over a white color. It's really hard to correct that. It takes like multiple layers of white or lighter colors to correct the dark spot you just applied. So for here I did the cloak first with the biggest part, and then the pants, then the boots, then the wrist straps, and then I did her shirt and the white thing here, and then I did her face and her hair and stuff like that. I did the staff last because I normally used to put my finger there, so I used to rub off the primer or paint there, so that's why I kind of did that stuff last. If you have any questions, just let me know. But washes do also help speed up and getting all like little things. Yeah, I like to when I'm doing cloth, I like to have relatively like not too much contrast, have it pretty light, because like leather, for example, I like to have like harsh contrast, because the leather obviously like most of the time it's shiny, so it has like a smaller point where it catches the light, but it's also brighter, more intense. So if we do like eventually, I gotta order one. I just keep on forgetting. Let's just get the focal out a bit. Oh, so but I'd like to do cloth if I'm not if I don't really if I'm not too sure about it. I like to do like little like lines and streaks to give it a bit of like a here's a red. Actually, this is a red one. This is I like to give it a bit of like a texture. Depending, like this is like a barbarian lady. This is Underthrones. So this is so I kept her like very like harsh, kind of like thick, like strands of leather, or not leather, thread. So it's a little too much. Let's see if I can change this. Yeah. It just kind of helps sell the thread. Like if you're doing like a very like thick thread. Like this is a barbarian. She's got like, you know, not very good weavers, right? So compared to this one, it's the elf. It's all very fine and smoothly blended. This is more obviously intended to be very thick and visual. And same with like the leather there. You can kind of see how it's, and pretty much almost anything that's kind of like leathery or cloth, I kind of did it very thick. So leather, I did like just random scratches, because it scratches very easily, leather. You can always see the little like damages, and then with a thread I just always did it like same direction basically. So the cloak kind of goes like this, so the texture kind of follows it. Yeah, it's handy. I did these guys in stream a couple weeks ago, and I haven't got around to finish them. Let's see else. Where's the first guy I did? This is the My blonde Conan the Barbarian. Not finished yet, but he's pretty fun. He was like... Thanks. This is kind of like my Native American kind of skin tone, so I was just playing around with that, and then found a recipe I liked. Yeah, I like to do like a lot of pops, like a lot of saturation. It's kind of boring when you have not much saturation. So here, I did him very warm. He's all reds and browns and whatever, right? And then made the sword very cool. It's all blues and greens, right? So it's got some visual interest. Also, she's like a chaos guy, right? So I kind of wanted to give this like a chaos kind of effect, like a warp stone or whatever. A chaos blade. Another example for the same group is the guy with the big old axe. He's not done yet, obviously. I'm gonna make his. I don't want to make his. Probably make his like a brown or a cream. This top part. I don't know yet. All right. I think we're gonna go raid somebody soon. So hopefully you guys can enjoy our next guest. Thanks. I just wanted something like visually different because it'd be kind of boring if it was like metal. So I wanted something a little different. We're gonna be raiding Hood Studio. Oh, no problem. It's always fun to stream. I'll be streaming again tomorrow at 4. Alright. Thanks so much for watching, guys.